So really quickly, what we're about to work on is strictly on our response focus question and whether or not we believe what we have up here is true or we agree with something someone else said. All of your answers are up here. Anyone who had answers is up there. It doesn't mean that your answer is right, nor does it mean that your answer is wrong. I'm trying to find the strongest answer. What am I looking for?
The strongest answer.
The strongest answer. That doesn't mean that, oh man, if mine isn't the strongest, it doesn't mean it's wrong, but that means that there is more evidence to support the response to the question. Capiche? Alright, so our question today is...
How does date?
It's on this page, sorry. Why does the woman tell her husband the gold disappeared? Put your hand down. Before we go into the answer, this is what we have. She knew her husband would tell the robbers. She told her husband he talks too much. They will probably be wrong. She knew her husband would tell the robbers. Told her husband he talks too much. They will probably be wrong. So what I want you to do is close your eyes. I'm going to read the first response. If you believe that this is the strongest, you're going to vote twice. How many times are you going to vote? Twice. If you believe it's the strongest, you're just going to put a thumbs up on top of the table. Capiche? All right, close your eyes. Okay. Here's the first one. She knew her husband would tell the robbers. All right, put your fingers down. She told her husband he talks too much. They will probably be robbed. Alright, open up. This is what we have. She knew her husband would tell the robbers. One person voted there. She told her husband she talks too much. 2 friends voted here. They will probably be robbed. 2 friends voted here. We're going to start with this response. What evidence is there to support that she knew her husband would tell the robbers? Go back into your text. What evidence do you, and put your finger on the evidence. What evidence do we have to support? She knew her husband would tell the robbers. And once you have it, put your finger on it.
Well, it's actually
it's on we're on the first 5 pages, Carlita. So between the beginning and we're gonna stop at page 5. That's the only pages we read. Once you got some evidence, put a thumbs up. Okay, read us your evidence. Listen to our evidence and ask yourself, does this match with this first response? Go ahead, Ternisha.
On page 3, it says, figure out that so much gold could only belong to the robbers.
Does this evidence support she knew her husband would tell the robbers? Thumbs up or thumbs down? She knew her husband would tell the robbers. You're saying that the evidence, they all disagree, okay? You're saying that the evidence, his wife quickly figured out that so much gold could only belong to the robbers. Does that tell us that she knew her husband would tell the robbers?
No. She knew that he would tell the robbers because she
Wait, pause. I want to know if that evidence matches what she's saying. You're saying no, you're saying no, you're saying no. Someone tell her why it doesn't match. Why doesn't it match?
It doesn't match because when it says this so much money will belong to the robbers, it's not telling us what if he would tell the robbers or not.
So this piece of evidence doesn't tell us whether or not her husband would tell the robbers. It just says that we think that all of this gold must belong to some robbers, right? All right, somebody else, find me some different evidence that supports this answer. Gabby, go ahead.
So I saw on page
What page?
Page 4.
Top or bottom?
On top.
Okay.
It says, I only chose the baker, the butcher, the fish seller, the candlestick maker, and her daughter.
What do we think? Does this piece of evidence match that she knew her husband would tell the robbers? Yes, no. No. Okay, you got the yes. Why?
Because he talked too much.
So she made an inference that because he told all of these people that he could probably or potentially tell the robbers. Okay. I'm gonna add that piece of evidence. Page 4, he told everybody. Right? That's the candlestick worker, the daughter, who else?
The
The
butcher,
butcher,
The
the
fisher,
fisher,
the baker.
the baker. He told all these people, which leads the reader to believe, or the lady to believe, he's probably gonna tell the robber too. Is there any more evidence that supports this? She knew her husband would tell the robbers.
okay.
Give me some evidence that supports this.
It says
Page 3.
he loved among good things. It
Uh-huh.
says he loved to talk a lot.
She loved to talk and tell tall tales. What do we think? Does that support this? She knew her husband would tell the robbers.
No.
No, yes, you had a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Hey, wait, pause. One thing. One thing we can't do is we can't care about what our friends think.
It's
So right now we can't care about what our friends think. You wanna know why? Because it's not gonna help our brains. So what we have to do is decide in our minds, yes, this is true, or no, this isn't true. Push out what everybody else thinks or believes, and focus on what evidence we have to support whatever Miss Page is asking, okay? So ask again. Can you read your evidence one more time?
He loves to talk and tell tall tales.
He loved to talk and tell tall tales. Does this evidence support she knew her husband would tell the robbers? Why?
I think no, because he might not find the robbers, and he might just like tell different people but not the robbers. And sometimes he might just not talk too much sometimes.
Okay, Gabby.
I think it's because it says he likes to talk and that talk and tell.
Uh-huh.
So he probably gonna tell the robbers because he told everybody.
Okay. So I'm gonna go with that. He likes to talk. Is there any more evidence that supports that her husband might tell the robbers? Yes or no?
Yes.
I'm gonna hear from Carlito. I already heard from you.
It says A.
What page?
On page 4 in the middle.
Okay.
It says A. You talk too much. Now the robbers will know the one we have their gold in his wife's will.
Okay, so on page 4 it says his wife screams at him and says, "Hey, you talk too much." Now the robbers will know we're the ones. That's the evidence that Carlito just read us. What do we think about that evidence? Does it support this? Yeah? So what page is that?
Page 4.
You talk too much. That's what the wife said. Alright, now we're gonna move here. Told her husband he talks too much. Can we pull some of the same evidence to support this?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. What
A
evidence?
lot of it.
Well, okay. Carlito, go for
We
it.
can do page 3 and page. I actually do all of them because we told everybody, and we put that down and we just put it in our own way. This is different way.
So all the same evidence. Page 4, page 3, and page 4. They will probably be robbed. Okay. Remember, the question is, why does the woman tell her husband the gold disappeared? They will probably be robbed. What am I asking you for?
But key details on the
I'm
text.
looking for evidence and key details. Yes, I don't want, because I think, no, I want evidence to support. This is the answer that was given. They will probably be robbed. What is the evidence that supports that they will probably be robbed? Gabby, go. Tell us a page.
It's on page 5.
Okay.
Hurry up and the flowers before she can go.
What do we think? Okay. Why?
I disagree with that. I disagree with Gabby because it doesn't tell how they probably get robbed.
Okay. What do you think? How do you feel now that you say that? Now that she says it doesn't tell us that he'll probably be robbed. This piece of evidence that she just gave us. Huh? Okay.
I would like to add on.
Go for it.
I want to add on to Tarnisha. It's in the text. It says she explained that she had left the gold on the porch, and she thought it was a good place to stash it. But she was really telling her husband a story so he could stop blabbing about her gold.
Okay. So do you think that any of the pieces of any of these three, now that we have what we discovered? So you said on page 5, she mentioned it was stolen while looking for some place to stash it. Now we're going to take a step back. A second ago, we believed that these two answers were the strongest. You gave me evidence to support these two answers and this answer. We're going to take another vote. Because we got to only pick how many answers? One. It got to be the what?
Strong.
The strongest. We're only going to take the strongest answer. So let's close our eyes again. Oh, no, one strong answer. Close our eyes again. We're voting again. I don't want eyes overhand because I want to see your eyes. Make sure they close. Thank you. If you hear an answer that you agree with, you're going to put a thumbs up. She knew her husband would tell the robbers. Told her husband he talked to me. They will probably be robbed. Alright, I'll be honest. This is what happened. No one believed this. So leave it out now. Told her husband he talks too much. Only one person voted here, and I have 3 friends that voted here. Go back in your text. If you know you voted for this, find me more evidence. If you know you voted for this, find me more evidence. Go back in your text. Still looking for the strongest answer. If you think that either of these answers are strong and we need to build on to them, we can go there too. But I need more evidence to support why you think one of those is better than the other. You want to go for it? All right, go ahead, Carlito.
I think the one with one vote is the strongest because in the text it says, one day the woodcutter found 3 bags of gold and a boy they took him home to his wife and she worried that they would find her husband. Wait, don't worry. The woodcutter says, I only told the baker, the butcher, the fish seller, the candlestick maker, and her daughter.
So what page was that on?
That was on page
3 and 4? So you're saying she learned that the gold was for the robbers. And he told everyone. So this goes back to the evidence we had up here, right? Okay. Anybody else evidence on this one, or they want to go for the other one? The other one. Keep it. All right, give me some more evidence. They will probably be robbed.
Because they told them they got caught.
Hey, my way. Teacher is talking. I need my friends to look at him and make sure they're listening to what he has to say. Can you say it one more time? What do we think?
I'll give you
Why like this, then? Loud.
because it's like saying
it's not gonna have
You don't have evidence that's actually true about this, about what he said. So let me tell you what I think. I think that this inference is the start of a good inference, but it's not strong enough. I don't think this is strong enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this. I think this is the start, and we have 3 friends that are there. Which means, at the beginning when we had 2 friends, we changed somebody's mind, which is great, and that's okay. Because it means that what we did was we took time, we allowed our thinking to be flexible. We allowed our thinking to be flexible. We weren't stuck on only one answer. We believe, like, if there's a stronger answer out there, we're going to go with it. But this answer, I think, is a nice start. But I think that we can find more evidence to make this inference even stronger. What do you want to Yes, we need to go deeper. So they'll probably get wrong. Let's go with this and see if we can find more evidence to make this even stronger. Our question again is, why does the woman tell her husband the gold disappeared? Think about what our question's about. Who is it about?
About the wood.
No, listen again. Why does the woman tell her husband the gold disappeared?
Oh.
Who is our question about?
His wife.
The woman, right. Why does the woman tell her husband the gold disappeared? So we need to find more evidence to support why the woman tells her husband the gold disappeared. What does she know about her husband? Keisha, go ahead. What do we think? Tanisha, why do you disagree?
I disagree with you don't give evidence about how they get it wrong.
Okay. Find me something. You want to build on?
You can't stop. 2-minute warning. All I can get on to Tanisha, she is right because it says, it doesn't say anything about telling a robber or telling his friends or anything.
Okay.
It only says telling a butcher and the rest of the,
well, now what we have to do is think beyond the text. You just said we need to go deeper, right? We have the evidence, but now we have to think deeper. Why does the woman tell her husband the gold disappeared? Does it tell us directly in the text why the woman told her husband the gold disappeared? No. So we have to use evidence to make a stronger inference about why. So why does the woman tell her husband the gold disappeared?
it's like back on page 3.
Okay, go back. What does it say?
It says that he talks too much, and one day he had told everybody, and they might not really be his friends. They might want to be
They will probably be robbed because he talks too much. What do we think? The evidence is on what page?
Page 5.
Page 3 and page 5. What does the text say?
It says, on page 3, it says he likes to talk a lot. And page 5, it says he...
Gabby, what do you have?
I have that.
He likes to talk a lot. What else?
He likes to talk a lot, and he had told a lot of people.
He told a lot of people. Which also ties back into this way. He likes to talk a lot, right? Alright. So one thing I want to say that we did a great job
and she looks nervous in the picture.
on today is that we did an excellent job shifting our thinking. Because at first we all came here, we had different ideas of what the correct answer was, and we were willing to shift our thinking to this is the strongest response. Every single time we get to our written responses, we have to use text evidence. You can't just make something up. We have to pull text evidence to support what our thinking is. Capiche?
Fine.
All right. Thanks, friends.